it's even overwhelming for me, and I feel like I know better. I am 43. I have a lot of information. I know it works for me, and I still am like, do I need that? Should I be getting that treatment?
Oh my gosh. Same. And I'm a dermatologist.
Yes, right. This podcast is a Dear Media production.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Welcome back to another episode of Girls Gotta Eat.
Welcome back. Coming to you from both coasts yet again. We're making it work.
Well, the interview, we were together and it was a blast.
Yes. So we have a really fun interview today with Dr. Mamina Turegano. And we are talking all about skin and hair, and it's really fun. But before we get into it, we're just going to catch you guys up on some stuff. Okay, I have something so excited to tell you.
Wait, before you tell me.
What?
You know what's funny? It's like this is an episode not about like dating or sex or relationships, but you did manage to get salmon sperm in there.
Just wait until the very end. Listen till the end. And we got, that's how we make it sexy. If you can bring up sperm, which I'm sure you have plenty of that all over your house right now. What?
My hair. It's in my hair. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Okay. Well, I have something really exciting to announce. So today, as you guys listen to this, Shashank and I are starting our foster dog journey. So we have been wanting to foster. I feel really inspired by Isabel Klee, who we had on, and Azul is just so good with other dogs. So I really was like, let's just try it. Let's just see if we can bring another dog into the home. He can have a buddy. And we got approved with Wags and Walks. And when they send the list out of all the dogs that are available for fostering, they're not always a fit because some of them can't be in a home with another dog or just various reasons. They might have something going on health-wise, which could be fine if you didn't have another dog at home. But like with Azul, obviously he's our priority. So we put in our first choices when we got the email yesterday. I sit all day waiting for this email to come. It comes around like lunchtime and I'm just like waiting and I pounce on it. And the first two options just were already spoken for. And then they were like, would you want to take this dog for a short-term foster? We're only going to have him for like 5 days, which I thought was interesting. And I don't really know why. I'll get the whole story. So today, as you guys listen, the 17th, we are going to take in this dog for the next 5 days. And I'm just going to show you on the screen.
Oh my God, it's a black pug.
It is an 8-year-old black big pug, 25 pounds. 25-pound pug?
Is it a boy or girl?
It's a boy.
Oh my God, I love him.
His name is Zizou, which like is something I call Azul. Like
I know. How did this happen?
So we have Azul and Zizou, a senior pug. Can you believe the first?
I can't believe I'm not there. I'm so upset. The first dog you foster is a pug. Oh, I'm so jealous.
So it just says Zizou, 8-year-old, 25-pound male pug, mixed breed. He was found as a stray before coming into our care. He's really funny. He just wants to chill. He just loves affection. And he has some allergies. We might have to like give him a bath. He takes like weekly baths to manage his allergies. And so
like an old man.
So anyway,
I can't wait to see videos of them together. Oh.
I'm so excited. Just 2 black dogs. So we'll see how this goes. And honestly, this is probably for the best. Like, because usually you really need to commit to 2 weeks. And we've never done this before. And so I like this short-term 5-day, see how it goes to start this whole process. So
do you feel like a lot of this is going to fall on you? I mean, Shashank goes to work every day. I mean, it's just going to be you and the dogs every day.
That's why I like a old, chill dog.
Hell yes.
8 is not that old, but they send you their personality types. And there are a few that like, I love the look of them and the vibe, but they're like puppy energy. And I just don't, some of them say like needs an experienced handler, which I'm an experienced handler, but like I'm taking 2 dogs. Like we wanted to almost take this 120-pound Saint Bernard. And I was like, I just can't do it.
It's just, you can't be alone all day long with 2 giant dogs.
Right.
Like,
yeah, so this will be fine. And
oh my God, I'm so excited.
Home midday. Like he jets home midday all the time.
Okay. All right. So you can come help babysit in the middle of the day. Well, yay. Congratulations. I'm very excited. I can't wait to see all the content online. This really like picked up my spirits today. We've been having some issues. But this really lifted my spirits a lot.
Yes, a pug for Rayna. Okay, well, let's just talk about our partners. Then I know you have some stuff to share.
Okay, thank you to Rocket Money. Reach your financial goals faster at rocketmoney.com/GGE, and BetterHelp. See reviews and decide if it's right for you at betterhelp.com/GGE. And IM8, get a free welcome kit, 5 free travel sachets, and 10% off your order at im8health.com/GGE and use code GGE.
Okay, and thank you to SmileSet. Get $500 off your aligner treatment at smileset.com/GGE. And Mint Mobile, get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month at mintmobile.com/GGE. And Revolve, get 15% off your first order at revolve.com/GGE with code GGE.
Okay, I'm dealing with a situation. I'm just curious what you think about it, what you would do.
Let's hear it.
I'm curious what the audience thinks. So I had this guy coming to stay with me.
Rayna's taking a lover.
I'll tell you guys when there's something to tell you. But I've only been in this apartment like 10 days over the last 2 months. So I don't have food here. I have no food. I have 0 things in my refrigerator. And like Melanie was like, show me your refrigerator. I know it's fucking in there. It's tequila and water and like 3 prepared food containers. I know it is. And I open it. That's literally exactly the only thing that I have in there.
I can picture it. I've seen it. And those water bottles, you guys are just like water bottles like that she just refills from the tap, which is fine. But it's like you're not getting a freshie. You're never going to break the seal on a water bottle out of Rayna's fridge.
No, that's a good point. You're never going to break the seal. So Melanie forced me to go to the grocery store and stock the fridge. She was like, you're going to look like a serial killer. Like you need food for a man if he's like in your house. And I'm like, I don't, why? Who cares?
He looks like he eats. He looks like he eats a lot of protein.
Oh, he needs it.
When he popped in earlier, I was like, please let him still be there. I just want to take a look.
So I was like, what do I get? So I made her like make me a grocery list. So
Rayna, you get out of the game so long. What do men eat?
Like, what do people keep in their refrigerator? I don't do that. Like, I go to Whole Foods when I need food, or I go to the grocery store downstairs. I get the prepared foods I need. But like, I didn't even have condiments. Like, I don't have a bottle of ketchup in the fridge. I have nothing. So I had to go to the grocery store and like, I got stuff for charcuterie. I got 3 cheeses and 3 meats. I wanted to make it look like I cook breakfast sometimes. So I got spinach and eggs. Okay. I got limes and lemons for the tequila. I got some LaCroix. And then I stocked the whole fridge with condiments. I just sent you this photo. And I think they're a little, we'll put it up on the screen for you guys too. I think they're a little too organized. And
it looks performative.
Yes. Melanie told me it looks like an AI photo of condiments. Like
100%. This is the funniest photo. It's also just like really clean and nice, but it looks like a woman entered the dating world and was like, I need condiments in my fridge. So this guy doesn't think I'm a psycho, and that's what she did.
And you know what else she made me do is I had to open them all. So I had to take the little plastic off.
You did it to break a seal. You got in Rayna's fridge.
So I had to open all the condiments up and make everything look like it's been used. I had to like use a little bit of some of them. Like I just spilled out some of the mayonnaise.
Stop it. You were like, you know what? Let's put a little Frank's Red Hot around the top. You know, it gets all like
all crusty,
jelly or crusty around the top. Yeah. Rayna, I like what you have going on here though. I like this organic Greek yogurt dressing. Looks good. Are there olives, capers? You got capers.
I got capers and cornichons. I got 2. I'm sending you a photo of the full fridge as well so that you know that there's it. I got 2 bottles of natural wine. I got some hummus.
This looks great. Okay.
He said he likes Mountain Valley.
He says he likes Mountain Valley.
Mountain Valley water. I know.
That's how I know I like him. This is
my boyfriend and my wife. Water. So much in common.
So, okay, lemon spindrifts. We have those in the fridge right now too.
Okay, great.
Okay, I see an ice roller. Love that. This is great.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. And he said that he likes Mountain Valley, so I got him 1 bottle. So I wanted to do something nice, but not.
And then you will be refilling that from the tap, sir. New York water. He doesn't live in New York, y'all. So he doesn't know about that clean New York City water.
I said I fill it up with the tap, and it's the best tap water in the world. New York City water.
It is. It really is. Okay. Well, I think you did good.
Emily was like, you need to have food in your fridge. You look like a serial killer. And I was like, well, unlike you, I give blowjobs. So when he gets here, I'll ask him if he would like me to suck his dick or if he'd like a slice of Manchego cheese. And I promise you.
Fired. Poor Emily. Emily catching a stray over here?
No, I'm proud of her. She feels no need whatsoever. She's like, I'm not like you. I'm pretty. So I don't have to suck dick. She's never said that to me. But yes, I was like, I suck dick unlike you. So you make a little charcuterie board. I don't have to.
Manchego or a blowjob. Braden Greenberg.
I couldn't wait to tell you. God. Do you think men would care? I don't think they care about anything, but do you think she said it was a huge red flag if somebody opens your fridge and there's no food in it. And I feel like if I opened a man's fridge and there was no food, I would find it a little odd, but I don't care what standard my refrigerator is being held to.
I don't think a guy would ever be like, oh, I have the ick. She didn't have anything in her fridge. I mean, you know me. My man cooks for me. So the fridge, that's his business. No, I make a lot of food too. But our fridge looks like so adult now. It looks like a grown-up family fridge. There's tons of condiments, tons of stuff, it's a lot. It feels grown up. I feel proud of it. Tons of meat. That butcher box is still hitting.
I still have tons of meat, but other people, if you don't have kids and you live above a grocery store, which is my situation, all I have to do is just go feed myself downstairs. Why would I have food in the fridge? I don't.
Well, if you don't really make food. I don't know. You have such weird eating habits. I make breakfast, I make lunch, and then we make dinner. I don't know what you're doing. You leave the house for every meal. I have to have my fruit in the morning. We get it from the farmer's market every Saturday. And then I usually make eggs for a late breakfast with some sort of toast or English muffin or a bagel or whatever. And then I might have something in the afternoon. And then we cook dinner. I don't know. We just got shit in the fridge, and that's really not how you're living. But when your fridge is stocked, it's a good fridge. Because when I would come to your house and you would have all those dips, all those prepared foods, your snack game is on point. It's all or nothing with you, really.
Yeah. That's why I had sex 3 times today, but I haven't had sex in ages.
You're going to need that fuel. So you need to make sure you get those capers all locked down. I don't know what the fuck those are for. Really get that Frank's Red Hot and those capers and those lemon spin drifts ready for the 7th time you guys fuck by the end of the day.
I don't think he would have opened up the fridge and be like, we're not having sex because you don't have enough snacks.
I don't think guys are, I don't know. I guess there's guys out there that they want a woman who cooks and cleans and should be in the kitchen, and they are thinking about it from a little more conservative angle, and they would flag it. But also just anyone who lives alone, you can't really judge them on their fridge.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the support. And also, I do cook and clean. It's just I don't happen to have anything in the fridge. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Well, let us know in the comments what you guys think about this. Is it crazy to open up a woman's fridge and there's no food?
No.
And do we care? I don't care what men think.
Live your truth, ladies.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I want to share a little life update. We talked last week about my decision to move or not move from LA to New York. And I do feel like where I stand now is, if it's not a fuck yes, it's a no right now. And Rayna supports this. This isn't a surprise to her. I really just feel like if we can't make this decision, then it's not the right time. And I really want to feel like I'm so ready. And that is how I am approaching this, of if this decision is so hard to make, then we don't need to make it right now.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we had you for a second to New York. I really thought we had you. I was like, she's going to do it. We've had the most fun this summer. How could she ever be away from me? And I thought that you were really doing it. And Shashank was in, but then we went back. I also went back with you. And when you went upstairs to take a shower, and him and I were having our friendship moment downstairs, he was like, we just had this really nice day today, and the weather was beautiful, and we took a walk with Azul, and we're just in our house cooking dinner. And I just I don't think I'm ready for it either. And at least you're aligned on it. And I mean, I say all the time, it's not like I moved, no offense to North Dakota, but I didn't move to North Dakota. You and I will be in each other's cities all the time. So
I have a lot of plans to go to New York. I was in New York a lot this summer, and I'll keep doing that. And I just think that's the life I want to live right now. I've changed my mind. I thought it would be sooner than this. And I think where we're at now is if Shashank gets a job transfer, or he gets another job or an opportunity on the East Coast, we will go, or it will be the spring, and it's kind of whatever comes first at this point. But I think we're going to be here a little bit longer. And we just had the best weekend, and I just kind of wanted to share a couple things that we did. So Saturday morning was this event with Dr. Barrett, and who is our surgeon who does our injectables, but Rayna's also gotten plastic surgery with him, and she got a breast augmentation and some other things. And they did this recovery wellness little retreat thing. And it was just so stunning. It was at this gardens in Beverly Hills, Pilates class, sound bath, just all these beautiful women and matching sets. I was like, this is paradise. It was so nice. He was there. He like spoke. His wife was there, Rosalind. We love her. And it was just like such just really nice thing. And like those are the moments where I look around. I'm like, give this all up for what? You know? And I get it. It's different lifestyle, but like I'm really like I like that. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I want to do on the weekends. But I said this all the time. I want to be in LA on the weekends. I want to be in New York during the week. So that was really nice. So shout out to Dr. Barrett. You guys always like check them out. And they are really focusing on this Barrett recovery, which is like the NAD supplements I take and the collagen that we take and the red light mask and all this stuff.
And, you know, I mean, we talk about him all the time, but he did my breast augmentation and the recovery was completely unlike the last. I mean, I needed an augmentation because of how bad the reduction was. And truly was just like a different experience because of the steps that he gave me in terms of red lights and the things I was taking in terms of supplements and things like that. So, you know, I'm a Barrett for life.
Yeah. So you guys can check out post-op recovery. This isn't like an ad this week. This is just, we want to tell you where to find this stuff. So postoprecovery.com is the red light, the magnesium, which is great. I take that at night, the NAD supplements. People have always asked me for this link. So I wanted to give it out in the actual podcast, and the collagen and all that stuff. My code is code ASH20. So we did that. And then I see that Jacqueline, my wedding planner, who we've had on the podcast, she posted an Instagram story that she had been to Phantom of the Opera the night before in LA at the Pantages Theater. And I was like, what are you saying to me? This, as we know, if you know, you know that this was like the longest running show on Broadway of all time. And they took it off Broadway last year. It ran since 87 or 88 or something. And they're traveling now. And I'm like, oh my God, what is this? And she goes, girl, you got to go tonight, whatever it costs. I'm like, say less. My wedding planner says you have to do it no matter the cost. I'm doing it. I learned that all last year. So I was like, I have to go. I got online. There were like 6 tickets left. I did splurge. But again, I didn't have many options. I got really good seats. And Shashank and I went, and it was incredible. I mean, I wanted to cry. I saw this when I was 6 with my mom on Broadway, really great seats. She took me into the city, and it was like one of my core memories from childhood. And it has still stayed my favorite musical of all time. I had the soundtrack. I listened to it nonstop. It is truly the best. I love it so, so much. And it just hit the same, like the second the like music starts and then like the chandelier shakes and they still drop the chandelier. Right. I couldn't believe they dropped the chandelier because I would have thought that was in the 80s, different vibe. Now there's way more liability.
No
I was
safety.
like, are they going to drop the chandelier? And they did. And Shashank loved it too. I was like, oh my God. I was just so happy that he loved it. And it was just amazing. The production value, the cast, the singing, and all the original music. I was obsessed. So we did that. And then Sunday, we went and saw DJ Mike O'Leary, who DJ'd our wedding, but he is not a wedding DJ. He's this incredible DJ that does this thing called Sunday cleaning at different spots a lot in New York City and all over the country now, and puts them on YouTube, and people are obsessed with them. And he's so, so good. And we hadn't been to one of them. So he came to Orange County, and it was about an hour, a little under an hour for us to get there. And we were able to go there and like be a part of it. It was in this coffee shop, record store hybrid called Contra Coffee in Orange, California. And he did his thing, and like seeing him in his element and just like being able to vibe out. The vibes were so high. Just midday, there's no alcohol. People are just having coffee. It's 1 to 4 p.m. People are dancing. People are grooving. And just, it was incredible. And it was so good to see him. Shashank had a gift from him. He had this Mac Miller vinyl that he had bought him to thank him after our wedding that he hadn't gotten to him yet. So we gave him that. And it was just like such a good weekend. Like those, you know, Dr. Barrett, Phantom of the Opera, Sunday cleaning with DJ Mike O'Leary. And I was like, yeah, I think
I knew you were going to
stay for a minute. And then
shit, this is about you moving. Get out of here. I knew you guys were going to fuck. I was like,
we don't not fuck.
No, I just knew that Sunday was a horny day. I just knew I could pick the days sometimes.
Yeah. So we had a good little sesh. And that was a weekend. So, you know, just wanted to share those things. And if you guys ever get a chance to see Phantom of the Opera or Mike O'Leary or Dr. Barrett, you should.
You know what I am really like, you know what I like about here? What I'm really enjoying is that like every day this week for the last 4 days, like a friend of ours has texted me, I'm downstairs or I'm like right outside your building, and like, can we go for a walk? And like, that's really why I moved here, is to like have spontaneous plans with people. Like our friend Bobby was like, I was training somebody downstairs, making some content. Do you want to come out and like take a walk with me? Like, it's really nice to be like, I just have people around again.
I love that. I want to be around people all the time. And even I feel like most of the weekend I spent with Shashank, but at least going to that event on Saturday was with like a bunch of people. I met new people. Like that really filled my cup. And then the rest of the weekend was mostly us. And I mean, and Mike and different people, but I really want to be around people. And I think a lot of people travel in the summer and people are starting to come back. So I finally have social plans with the 5 friends I have here. And I have like a lunch tomorrow. I have like plans this weekend, plans next week. Like that's what makes me really happy and brings me joy and fills my cup is like friends, social activities, plans.
Yeah, me too. We did it.
But yeah, it's obviously New York is the top when it comes to that. But I think, we're going to stay here for a little while longer. So just an update from last week, but I could change my mind again next week. You guys really never know. I just like to keep you guys on your toes.
I think the FOMO, I'm just going to lay it in. I don't like to be not nice to you. I feel like I don't like to be like, this is so fun. You should be here, but I'm going to layer on a little bit. I'm just going to kick up the FOMO like 10% and be like, you guys should be here.
You do it enough. It's constant. Kick it up a notch. Bitch, you're the one that's like, you should stay. I know you're not ready to leave yet.
Because I support you no matter what you want to do, but I do want you to be here. I'm sick of this shit.
Okay, well, I'll be there.
I do fucking support you, whatever. But like, I'm sick of this.
Listen, you have a man now. You're going to be fine.
No, I don't.
Okay, well, let's just talk about our partners and then we will get into it with Dr. Mamina. So I'm telling you guys about Smile Set. So we are talking today about the way you look and feel. And a lot of people don't love their smile and their teeth. And even if they're not super unhappy, but there's just something you want to change, you can do this so easily with Smile Set. So you can get these doctor prescribed clear aligners done from home completely for 60% less than braces. So Smile Set offers all of this for $12.95. Again, 60% less than traditional braces or in-office treatment. A licensed doctor reviews your case and builds your custom treatment plan. So the way that it starts is you do your at-home impression kit. Again, this is all from home. And then your aligners ship straight to you. And then progress is monitored remotely through the Smile Set app. So the app is really, really easy to use and it's easy to do these impressions. And then the doctor check-ins are available whenever you want them. So it's just kind of the best of both worlds that you get to do it from home, but then have the doctor walk you along in the process. And there are treatment options and payment plans that fit around your life, nighttime only aligners. So this is what I want to do is just straighten my teeth only at night. I don't want it to be all during the day, but you can do whatever you prefer. So you can just straighten your teeth while you sleep. Over 2 million smiles treated with this technology. There is a 30-day money-back guarantee after starting treatment, which is great too. If you're a little hesitant, they are going to offer that to you and you guys can check it out. You can visit smileset.com/DGE to get $500 off your aligner treatment and finally make someday happen. That's smileset.com/DGE for $500 off, smileset.com/DGE.
Okay, and this episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. So you've heard us talk about BetterHelp for a long time and obviously all the benefits that there are to therapy and checking in with yourself, whether you want to address things in your life like your job or your friend group or your obviously romantic life. But I don't know if we've ever really talked about how much people love the service when they use it. So you can check it out for yourself at betterhelp.com/reviews to see the amazing customer reviews in real time. So reviews are updated every day. There's hundreds of people saying how much they love BetterHelp and how helpful it is for them. And you can visit betterhelp.com/reviews to just see it for yourself. BetterHelp has an average live therapy session rating of 4.9 out of 5 based on over 1.7 million client session reviews. The feedback from people that have actually used the service speaks for themselves. And there's tons of other great stuff about it. More than 6 million people have used BetterHelp globally. So consistently, the feedback is fantastic. And BetterHelp therapists have at least 3 years and 1,000 hours of hands-on experience. So they are all required to be educated, trained, certified to manage different health specialties, and they can help you to easily get started. So you'll answer some questions. You can switch a therapist at any time if you don't like the one that is assigned to you, and they'll help you find the right fit. See the reviews and see what stands out and see if BetterHelp is right for you. Visit betterhelp.com/GGE. That's betterhelp.com/GGE.
Okay. And I'm telling you guys about Mint Mobile. How many of you have been frustrated with your cell phone provider and just worried about like hidden fees and it's so expensive and like all the things? And that is where Mint Mobile comes in. So all of their plans are $15 per month, which sounds crazy. Even the unlimited.
I know, it's crazy.
I know. So you can really free yourself from big wireless and all their gimmicks and gotchas and switch to Mint for high-speed data and coverage on the T-Mobile 5G network. So Mint Mobile took what's wrong with wireless and made it right. Premium wireless for $15 a month. I can't imagine. I mean, this is just going to be what everybody has. All plans come with high-speed data, unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. You can even bring your current phone and your number, so you don't need to lose your number, get a new phone. You can just transfer it super easy and choose from 3, 6, or 12-month plans and say goodbye to a monthly bill. So you guys can ditch overpriced wireless with Mint Mobile. It's so easy. Sign up online and get 3 months of premium wireless service for $15 a month. This is how it should be. What are we doing? Paying so much money to talk on the phone. So we just love what they have done. And to get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/GGE. That's mintmobile.com/GGE. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/GGE. That's it. There is no catch. And there's an upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12 months. Plan required, $15 per month equivalent, taxes and fees extra, initial plan term only, greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy, includes up to 20 gigabytes of hotspot, capable device required, availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com. And let's get into it.
All right, guys, we are really excited to welcome our guest today. She is a triple board certified dermatologist, internist, and
dermatopathologist,
specializing in medical, cosmetic, and integrative dermatology with more than 2 million followers across social media, 16 years of experience in dermatology, and 11 years in a private practice. She has become a trusted voice on science-backed skincare, hair health, and wellness, blending traditional dermatology with a holistic approach. Please welcome to the show, Dr. Mamina Turegano.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're so glad to have you here. We are really passionate about all of this. This is a dating show, but we've been doing that for 8 years. And so we're branching out into more lifestyle stuff.
Yeah, the relationship you have with your skin and your hair.
And how
totally.
you present in the world. I mean, if you feel good in the way you look, obviously you're going to,
Yeah, it translates to everything.
Yeah, exactly. So we're glad to have you here today.
Thank you. It's an honor. Love this.
So we want to just hear a little bit about you and your background. And obviously you've been to school and higher education for this and everything. Have you always been really interested in skin, hair, all of that?
My first passion really is integrative medicine and taking a more holistic approach to health. And I didn't even know that I wanted to be a physician. It wasn't until I was in college where I was really interested in nutrition, and I was really seeing other approaches to health. There was an integrative doctor, Dr. Andrew Weil, who's based out of University of Arizona. And I really liked his approach to health. He was a family medicine doctor, I believe, or primary care doctor who then specialized in integrative medicine. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to either do that or go to naturopathic medical school. And I decided to go to conventional medical school because I was like, if I have an MD, I could probably do anything and I would have that credibility. So my plan was just to do primary care. But when I was in my third year of med school, I did an internal medicine rotation in a subspecialty called rheumatology, which looks at autoimmune diseases. And there is so much overlap with autoimmune and skin issues. And there were patients with lupus who had all these skin issues and something called scleroderma, where your immune system attacks your collagen and your skin gets super taut and you can't even move your limbs in severe cases. And I just had so much empathy for these patients. And I was like, maybe I am interested in derm. I also loved other aspects of derm. I do appreciate looking good and all the fun cosmetic aspects, but I was really drawn to the medical aspect of derm. So I was like, well, shit, it's so competitive. I'm already late to the game. Well, I barely got in by the skin of my teeth and very lucky. And so that's how I got into derm. But what's also really cool about derm is not only does it cover so much of medicine, you could see adults and pediatric populations, it's surgical, it's cosmetic, it's complex medical stuff like infectious diseases. It also really can involve an integrative or holistic approach. I think your skin can tell so much about what's going on internally. And I think that there's so much that you can do lifestyle wise and just health wise in general that will affect your skin. And so it was a perfect field for me. And I've been in private practice for 12 years now. I graduated med school, I don't know, almost 20 years ago. And yeah, it's been a journey, but it's been amazing. And I do everything the cosmetic. I do the injections, but I also do a lot of medical.
Okay. Yeah, I love that. And I think sometimes back to my 20s and I had so many more skin issues, eczema here and there and stuff I couldn't get under control. And I was so much less healthy. I drank so much. I wasn't eating as well.
Same girl.
I don't have any of that. I have one thing. This is a total different thing. We'll talk after. But I don't have any of those problems anymore. at all. And you can age out, of course, of certain things, but it really was when I really reflect, I just had so many things, quote unquote, wrong with me. And it was just probably my health.
Yeah, I think that plays a huge role. And you could also age out of things too.
Right.
But I think everyone has a skin issue or question at some point in their life.
Totally.
Yeah.
You know?
My gosh.
You make so much content. It's really fantastic and digestible. And I think there's just so much noise out there.
Oh my gosh.
Like if you go on TikTok for 30 seconds, I mean, you're thrown so many products for your hair and your skin. And it's just like, I could buy 15 different things. I don't even know if that's enough. And how much do I do?
Yeah.
And it's really important to take advice from somebody like you with an actual medical degree.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we want to do that today. We have so many questions for you. We're going to try to
Yeah.
get through them all, but really condensing this down. It's even overwhelming for me, and I feel like I know better. I am 43. I have a lot of information. I know it works for me, and I still am like, do I need that? Should I be getting that treatment?
Oh my gosh. Same. And I'm a dermatologist.
Yes, right. Yeah. So let's start with the lifestyle, all the things happening in your life. I mean, everything from your nervous system, lifestyle, the way you live your life, your gut health. I mean, wherever you want to start, the connections between that and your exterior appearance.
Well, when it comes to just overall skin health, and also, you know, acne is really common. Hair loss is another popular topic. So these also apply to that as well. But nutrition really plays a big role. You talked about alcohol earlier. We do have studies to show that alcohol does accelerate aging.
I mean, it does,
just increases inflammation in the body, which then like has signals to like break down collagen faster. Yeah, it's just another stressor on the body, you know, on your liver and other organs. So that's one thing. But in terms of foods, sugar is another food group, unfortunately, that plays a huge aspect with all aspects of health. But we do know that it can break down collagen faster. And then also increased sugar, affects your metabolic health. So with that comes like insulin resistance, diabetes, and that increases more inflammation in the body. That also accelerates aging too. And not everyone, but in some people, dairy can also affect skin health, more so in the realm of acne. It's been shown to make acne worse. Not everyone. And the other thing that's problematic too is that today we have so much less fiber in our diet, and that plays a huge role with all skin issues, a lot with acne. Yeah, we just need to like get rid of the buildup, just let it all out.
More. Yeah.
We just got to poop more. So yeah, really incorporating more fruits and vegetables, like what our parents told us like a long time ago, like putting more antioxidants in our diet, putting more fiber in our diet.
I think there's been so much focus on protein, which is important too. And I'm obsessed with the health. And I was listening to a podcast about the protein obsession. Yeah. And the problem is that we've lost a lot of the fiber and the carbohydrates. Like you really do need it all for a balanced diet. You need it all.
Yes. So yeah, people are like, what's the best diet? And yeah, I don't think doing extreme things really are beneficial. The most studies that we do have is the Mediterranean diet, which is a very well-balanced diet, with like your vegetables and like your healthy fats and protein. Yeah.
A lot of grilled proteins, things like that, and a lot of fried food. Yeah, it's my favorite.
Yeah, I think that healthy fats and things, just eggs, avocado, nuts, like flaxseed, all those things, like I mean, I've done a ton of research and I've incorporated it in my own life in terms of hair and skin. And so do you have even just superfoods that you recommend or you like to recommend to patients?
I know it's hard because there are so many great things, but I just say like when it comes to like fruits and veggies, like really try to incorporate the colors of the rainbow. Like we love red foods, like darkly pigmented foods, blueberries, blackberries, bell peppers, things with a lot of vitamin C.
I would never put that in my mouth.
That's the one food she doesn't like.
Oh my gosh. I know. It's like random that I just said bell peppers. There's so many like other
it's
amazing foods too.
It's my trigger food.
That's so funny.
But like kale, things like that?
Yeah. Like if it has a nice color to it. And even like, it doesn't even have to have nice color. Like potatoes.
Right.
So yeah, but just really incorporating the whole spectrum of colors and really having more fiber.
Okay. More fiber. Don't avoid stuff. Do you ever, I know you're a dermatologist, not a psychiatrist, but do you focus on like nervous system regulation?
Yes. Okay. So yeah, nutrition is one topic. Stress is huge.
Stress
and I feel like we've just accepted to be like part of our normal lives.
Yeah.
And I think that's playing a huge role with accelerated aging, more acne, more hair loss. Like that's how I manifest hair loss is with stress. Like I was like, my scalp was showing when I was in residency. I was just like stressed out.
100%.
I was not sleeping. Sleep is another thing too. But stress definitely increases, your cortisol increases other inflammatory signals that will accelerate aging and make you look older than you want to be. And so, yeah, we're seeing that more. And I think that it's weird. Like, even though we have more technology that it's supposed to make our lives easier, I find that it's like sometimes doing the opposite. Like, we're just inundated with our phones and everything. So I think that's playing a big role. And with that, also, I think our sleep is getting affected too. Like, if you're on your screens late at night, when your circadian rhythm is off, we're seeing so many more studies too, like how that's increasing inflammatory issues. We see more psoriasis, more acne, more eczema when people have poor sleep, accelerated aging. We have studies to show that. And yeah, we're just getting stressed out at the same time by our phones. So
I like the holistic approach, though. It's like, of course, you can prescribe all these different things and surgeries and XYZ, but like, sleep well, eat a salad, try to reduce your stress, drink a little less.
Yeah.
You've got to pick one because you can't be stressed, not sleep, eat poorly, not stay hydrated. Like, if you have a stressful job, that might just be what it is. You've got to get the sleep. You've got to figure out how to combat them all because you can't have them all. You're going to fall apart. And
exactly.
The sleep, to me, I've used to not need as much sleep. I have a different face when I wake up and I didn't sleep well. Who is she? Like,
Same.
to the point where
Ashley just discovered a lot of sleep.
No,
recently.
I just all these things, but it's when I wake up and I had to get an early flight or whatever, I'm like, whose face is that? As opposed to waking up well rested. You're like, I swear I aged 10 years.
Yep. Oh, and we have studies to like prove that it does that.
Yeah. Obviously, alcohol. I mean, I have 2 drinks before bed. I wake up, I'm like, where'd her jawline go?
Yeah, for sure. It can increase swelling.
Yes.
Too, on top of like, all the internal inflammation that we can't see.
And then just general about hormones. I mean, just aging and however much you want to kind of talk about how it affects these things as well.
Yes. So hormones play a huge role with aging, with acne, with hair loss. And I think that the things that I mentioned, whether it's food, poor sleep, stress, those also affect our hormones too. And when your hormones are sort of out of whack, that's when things show up like acne or accelerated aging or hair loss. And with aging, our hormones naturally like decline. And then when you hit menopause, that's like your estrogen really plummets, unfortunately. And we really like estrogen for healthy skin. Estrogen increases hydration in the skin. It actually increases the thickness in your skin. It helps with increasing collagen in your skin. And our estrogen does start to decline, in our 30s, 40s, and then, it declines drastically when we hit menopause. So that's what happens. And it's hard to avoid that. I think stress can make menopause maybe hit faster.
Yeah.
And there's all these like longevity protocols and things coming out now that can potentially delay menopause. So something to look into. But there's that aspect. And then there's also just these, I know this is kind of a loaded topic, but like endocrine disrupting chemicals out there, like all the microplastics that we're exposed to just from like, I don't know, when I was like in residency, I would just order takeout and it'd be like a hot soup in this plastic container and I would eat that all the time and I would heat up food in like plastic containers.
We didn't know better back then.
Yeah.
I mean, you might have because you were a doctor, but
no, I had no idea.
I didn't know back then.
Well, just a hot water bottle sitting in your car, you drink out of it.
Drink out of it. I never thought about it.
Like the water bottles
think about it.
get hot in the summer and then they get cool in the winter and you drink them.
Yeah.
They've baked all summer.
Yeah.
That was like
I realized that like
days.
a few years ago. I was like, oh, I also got a skincare routine a few years ago.
Well, and we want to have a doctor on to talk about perimenopause and different things like that. But you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. But in terms of like, are you seeing people come to you that are doing hormone replacement therapy and seeing the benefits in their skin and hair?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I figured as much. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it is very beneficial.
And that's like a different episode. But
yeah. And there's also like topical estrogen too, which is a little bit of a controversial topic amongst derms because some people are concerned that you can have that systemic effect and that, derms should not be recommending topical estrogen. It's a mixed camp. I am on team topical estrogen.
Okay.
I do think that there are benefits from it. And I do think the absorption is very minimal. I do think we probably need some more studies before we like recommend it.
What is that? I'd never heard of this. Had you?
Well,
no.
Actually, it's interesting when people go through perimenopause, one of the first prescriptions that they may get is vaginal estrogen cream just to help because there is some systemic absorption, but some people were like using it on their face and noticing improvement, like in the fine lines around their eyes, like crepey skin. And so now it's not a prescription that's made for the skin, but like officially, but there are compounding pharmacies that are putting it in like a nice like skin cream or what we call a vehicle that makes it more conducive to facial skin.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. I'm doing like tallow on my face. What? Don't do that.
Yeah, not a big fan.
Okay.
Not a big fan. I think it's like an okay moisturizer. So like
God.
if you're not getting issues from it, that's okay.
Okay.
But there are better moisturizers out there.
I've used a ton. My skin is so dry.
Especially here.
Yeah,
like I need something that I feel like I still even feel it in the morning. I don't, I used Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Cream for years. I feel like that was one of the better ones. I'll use Walletta's Skin Food, which I feel like is a thick moisturizer.
Nice.
But I just got served like an ad, and it's this honey tallow. It's just, it feels good. But I'll quit today. I don't care.
It probably feels good. I mean, but there's like some other amazing moisturizers, and then also like literal Vaseline. Like if you are having really dry skin, using hydrating serums with a good moisturizer, or even what we call slugging, which is a trend I will stand behind, where you put like a layer of Vaseline or Aquaphor on your face if you are not acne prone.
I will never get a pimple. I'm telling you, I can do that. So I will do it.
And that's also one of my other beefs with beef tallow, actually. It can be comedogenic, like meaning that it can clog your pores. So the thicker the better. Yeah. So, but yeah, I would look into like slugging and
slugging.
And that's Aquaphor to the face.
Aquaphor to the face. Like on top of like a hydrating serum, like a good hyaluronic acid serum or something. But yeah, and then like my other issue with beef tallow is like there are some where it can be kind of rancid, like if it's not properly preserved and stuff. So I would just be careful. And like I said, it's like an okay moisturizer. I'm not going to tell people to stop using it. They love it and they don't get any issues with it. But there are better things out there.
Okay. I mean, in this episode, we are going to go through like skincare. Yeah. Obviously, like what you should do day to day. But can we start with hair? Because we've never focused on this in the episode. And Ashley and I have really different hair journeys. But like for me, especially in high school and college, I had like such disordered eating issues. My hair just broke constantly. And on top of that, I've just straightened my hair my whole life. And it's thinned like crazy as I've gotten older. And of course, it makes you feel a certain way about yourself and made me feel less confident. And I have hair extensions now. But like, I think so many women are just like, I don't know what to do here, you know?
Yeah. And my story is I had like great hair. People just thought I had extensions in for years. And of course, I was aging a little bit. But when I got off the pill, it changed and my life changed for the better in every other way. So that was the only thing I really lost. And I did notice a difference. And I've done a ton of research on this. The pill that I was on, it was probably the estrogen, I'm assuming. And it was a lot. It was a rapid loss. And like I went to a dermatologist and diagnosed myself with telogen effluvium. And it stopped shedding to such an extreme, but it never really got back to like the place it used to be. But I feel really good. And I actually feel like it's growing fine. I actually don't even like to use growth serums because I don't like the shedding phase. I really don't want to be on minoxidil or any sort of growth serum. It just breaks. So like breakage is more of my issue. Like I can feel it. It's coming out of every follicle, but I'm having trouble with breakage. So anyway,
I mean, your hair has been growing. Mine doesn't grow like at all.
Oh yeah, it's growing and I can see new growth, but especially around my face, the breakage is like my main issue now.
So maybe we can talk to you about thinning hair, breakage, and like you have such a great, I want to like direct people to your Instagram. Also, you have five different posts recently.
Recently, I did a whole series.
Yes, about what to do, but let's talk about supplements, oils, lifestyle, everything.
Yeah. Oh my
scalp
gosh.
care. I feel like I'm huge on that. I never conditioned my scalp for years.
Scalp care is huge.
I was like taught not to like shampoo the top, condition the ends.
Yeah, which is still mostly the case. Some conditioners aren't actually made for the scalp.
But I do need to like condition my hair like up here.
Yeah. Man, so hair loss is a huge topic and there are so many different factors that are playing a role.
Yeah.
You know, as we get older, yes, like we mentioned, like hormones can steadily decline and hormones play a role with hair loss too. When there's like an imbalance with the ratio between your estrogen and your androgens, which include testosterone, that can accelerate hair loss. And birth control, so many women are or have been on birth control. And I do think that that plays a big role with hair too. Any kind of hormonal shifts can cause hair loss. And not saying that you shouldn't be on birth control, but it is like almost like a form of hormone replacement. It's literal hormones. So when like people who go on or off birth control, either one will see hair loss because your body has just different signaling. It's trying to like deal with these hormonal shifts, any kind of hormonal shift. Like postpartum, we see massive shedding.
Yes.
And that's
right.
because we have a huge plummet in hormones when we give birth. And you mentioned T. legit effluvium, which is shedding that we see, and it's about 3 to 5 months after some kind of stressor or like triggering event. So giving birth is a huge stressor to the body, if whether you deal with pain or if you have surgery. And so that also contributes to the postpartum hair loss. But having an illness, so we saw a ton of hair loss during the height of COVID.
Wow.
But like anyone who's really, really ill, or if you are stressed, if you have a death in the family, or you go through a really bad breakup, it sends a stress signal to your hair follicles like, hey, we're going to like reallocate our resources to areas that need it more because like the stress is like depleting our body. So let's just take away some of the resources to your hair follicles and like go elsewhere. So then the hair follicles go into what's called the resting phase. And that lasts about 3 to 5 months. That's why it takes about 3 to 5 months after that stressful event to notice the shedding.
It's so crazy. And it was like exactly the timing of how this all happened. But
Okay. Yeah. And you can have what's called chronic telogen effluvium where the hair loss doesn't stop if there are other underlying factors at play, whether you're genetically predisposed, like if you have a strong family history of hair loss. My dad was bald at 19. So like that is how I manifest stress is with hair loss. So having telogen effluvium can unmask underlying androgenetic alopecia. If you are deficient in certain nutrients, low iron, low vitamin D, sometimes zinc, sometimes low B12, those can perpetuate that hair loss and like brittleness. And I think thyroid issues are very common amongst women. I will always test for thyroid, like along with iron and vitamin D. Also, medications play a huge role. And then so birth control, but another big one we're seeing is the GLP-1 group of medicines.
My hairdresser said that she her clients are just losing their hair like crazy.
Oh my gosh.
But also diet, like if you're not eating, hair falls out.
like nutrients.
So, for sure. Like protein's huge when it comes to hair. And when you have like this huge drastic drop in calorie intake, that can affect hair. But we're also seeing that the medication itself is like hair loss inducing. So people who like are even just on a low dose or like aren't having that drastic weight loss that people used to have like a couple years ago, whenever it first came out, even without the drastic weight loss, people who are still on it or who have plateaued will still experience hair loss from that. So that's just another thing to think about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And just like scalp care too. So like if you are not washing your hair regularly, because this is what I see a lot. People are noticing hair shedding and it like freaks them out. So they don't wash their hair in the shower. And then they'll go like a week without washing their hair. And then when they wash their hair, they see clumps of hair coming out because they hadn't washed their hair. And like that would have like come out in stages.
And it comes out in clumps.
But it comes out in clumps. And that will accelerate hair loss because when you're not washing your hair as often, the oil builds up and that actually can cause inflammation on the scalp. We all have like a microbiome on our scalp. A lot of yeast likes to live on our scalp and that feeds on that oil. And then the byproduct of that yeast is scaling, which shows up as dandruff or sometimes itching. And so that's why when you see more dandruff when you don't wash your hair as often, and not everyone, like if you're more dry skin prone, you may not see that as much. But that's one of the biggest things I see in women when they notice hair loss, they wash their hair less often. And you should be doing the opposite. Like
I'm so glad you said that because like it stressed me out so much to lose all that hair in the shower. And I thought I'll just wash it less. And it was like coming out. I mean, it would just be all over. I would like when you feel it like drip down your body.
No, it's like, I would call Rayna like crying when I was going through this like 2-3 month period of like how much I was losing in the shower. But I luckily was like, the answer is not to go a week because of your scalp health. So it's just tough. I mean, I want to validate it.
So in terms of washing it, how often do you recommend it? And I mean, I have a friend that's like, she double cleanses. She'll wash it twice and then do a conditioner. Like, I guess now also everybody is different, but like what do you recommend?
Yes, I know it's tough. Everyone's different. I would say on average 2 to 3 times a week if you can. Some people need to wash their hair every day. If you have more like coily or textured hair, I would say once a week is fine.
Okay.
But yeah.
Is there shampoos and conditioners you like for different things?
Yeah. In terms of hair loss, it's so funny. People are like, what shampoo should I use for hair loss? Because they think that shampoo is what's going to help their hair loss when really it's going to be topical treatments, topical growth serums, and oral medicines that are going to be better for your hair loss, not a magical shampoo. However, if you were to use a shampoo for hair loss, I am a really big fan of shampoos that treat dandruff, even if you don't have dandruff. So one of my favorite ones over the counter is Nizoral shampoo, which is an anti-yeast shampoo. It has ketoconazole.
Yep. You just get it on Amazon. It's a blue bottle.
Yeah, it's a blue bottle.
I feel like
it's
anyone
like
with hair
so
issues has
unsexy.
it.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
But not only because it's like anti-inflammatory and like anti-yeast, so you don't have that inflammation, but also interestingly, it can work on like hormone receptors on the scalp because that can help with hair growth. So we like it for that.
And then but not every shampoo, right?
Not every shampoo.
You're going to do that every 3 or 4 shampoos?
Well, you could still probably get away with doing it 2 or 3 times a week.
Okay.
But it depends on if you have dry scalp, then maybe once a week is fine.
That's what I was doing.
What I tell people is just to like massage it in your scalp. Like don't wash your hair with it because it can make your hair like straw. Just wash your scalp with it.
Okay.
And then use your normal shampoo and conditioner.
Okay.
So, and then leave it in your scalp for a few minutes before rinsing it out. I'm also a fan of like zinc-based anti-dandruff shampoos. Like CeraVe makes a nice one. Head and Shoulders, like zinc has also been shown to help with hair growth. Caffeine in shampoos, it's not in Nizoral or the anti-dandruff shampoos, but caffeine's another ingredient that I like in shampoos or in like topical serums. In terms of what works the best though, it's like the prescriptions as well as like topical minoxidil for hair growth. So non-minoxidil OTC products I like. Because minoxidil, I think, works the best, but it's just so annoying because you do have that shedding phase.
And you take it for life, right?
And
you can't stop.
I mean, if you stop it, you're not going to be worse off. You're just going to be back to square one.
But aren't you going to lose the hair you grew on it for the most part?
If you stop it. Probably.
I mean, it feels like a lifetime commitment, but so is brushing your teeth. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I see people talk about this where they're like Tinks is like, I'm on this for the rest of my life.
Well, I'm on blood pressure medication for the rest of my life. I take a pill every day.
Yeah. Unless the underlying issue for your hair loss is addressed. Like unless like your iron deficiency is corrected or your thyroid's corrected or your stress is corrected, But unfortunately, it's one of those things that you're just on chronically until the point you stop caring.
But I want to address that shedding phase because again, like it took me a while to kind of realize like growth is not my issue. Like I'm seeing the growth. I don't have any patches or anything like that. So I started growth serum and I shedded so much hair. And that sounds really scary to a lot of people, but it can be worth it if you really should be on. Like, again, I think Tinks is one of the influencers I feel like that talks about minoxidil the most. And it is worth it to get through it to the other side, but that wasn't my issue. Was more breakage based in hair health. So they work, but they're pushing out is it essentially just pushing out the hair so you can grow new hair?
It's trying to put everything in the same growth phase. So like some of the older hair has to grow up first. And it takes like 6 to 9 months for it to work. Some people some people maybe 3 months, but that's so discouraging. People are like, what? I want my hair now. So that's the thing. Hair growth is such a slow process.
Yeah.
But that does work. In terms of other products over the counter that I like, so I mentioned caffeine is a good ingredient. There's a lot of like peptides that can also signal for hair health. Like, so if you have breakage too, in addition to hair growth that I think are good, like The Ordinary makes a super affordable one. I can't even remember. It's like their hair density peptide serum or it's something along those lines, but it has caffeine, has amazing peptides. So I really do like that one. Obagi has a really good one. Their Nucil hair growth scalp serum. That one's really good for scalp health, which will also help with like brittle hair like density, like the thickness of the hair strands. Love that one. And one of my colleagues, she's a derm, Dr. Joyce Park. She started a hair care line called Curative. And she has this growth serum that's wonderful. That also has wonderful peptides and other antioxidants. So definitely a fan of those. And
do you feel anything about rosemary oils? I feel like I get
rosemary oil.
Constantly.
Oh my gosh.
And hair oiling in general, that's the whole thing.
Yes.
And I want to clarify between growth serums because they're completely different. Like we're just asking about the oils that you just are getting on Amazon that oil your scalp.
One of our friends swears by Berber hair oil. She's like, it changed my whole life.
Honestly, I do like that one.
Yeah, she loves it. It's like changed her life. Rosemary oil is interesting because it smells. So like, I don't know if I could like commit to that.
Okay, I do want to ask you about this. Hair oil, Berber hair oil is not a growth serum, right? It's just more of like moisturizing the scalp. Is that the point?
Yes, I think that's more like that. I know. So hair oiling can be confusing.
I ask you about it.
And then we can talk about rosemary oil too as part of that because there's so many different oils. There's like rosemary oil, there's pumpkin seed oil.
Right.
There's like peppermint oil. There's like argan oil. So there's some that can potentially stimulate your scalp to promote hair growth. And there are some that are actually just nourishing to the hair strands.
Okay.
So it can be confusing for people. I think hair oiling can mean a lot of different things.
Yes.
When it comes to rosemary oil specifically, I think that it can help with hair growth. It's not the most amazing thing for hair growth. So I don't want people to think, oh, I need to reach for rosemary oil before like minoxidil. But I think it's a great supportive ingredient. Like if it's in your shampoo or if it's one of the many ingredients in a hair growth serum, wonderful. But I wouldn't like go run for rosemary oil itself unless you're like already doing all the other things.
To your point, though, it does take a long time. Nutrafol has been a long time partner of ours. And, we always say 6 to 9 months. It does take a long time.
It takes a long time. But I do like nourishing hair oils if you are dealing with breakage, if you're dealing with...
Yeah, let's talk about that. And like just the process. I mean, you want to do it before you shampoo, right? And like
for most of them, because like otherwise you'll just like be a greasy hot mess. There are some where you can do post like wash, but most of them you want to do, if you could leave it in your hair longer, like overnight, that would be more ideal. But that could be messy, but you have to maybe wear like a bonnet or like a shower cap or something, which also can be annoying. But
so like a nourishing oil that you leave on overnight, like helps with overall, is that going to help with the scalp care, your breakage, all of it?
So it depends on the oil, because there's some oils that are nourishing to the scalp and there's some that you just want to put in the hair itself. So you just have to look at the oil. I like the Berber hair oil. That's like a nice scalp nourishing
Changed
oil.
our friend's entire hair. I mean, it's crazy. I can't believe what it's done for her.
Yeah.
I switched to silk pillowcases and it was a game changer.
Yes.
I feel like I was waking up and my hair looked so frizzy and I feel like I was having breakage happen in my sleep. And I think that's been huge.
I'm a fan of silk pillowcases and silk bonnets.
Yeah. Okay.
And I know we're talking about all this. I think oral prescription meds work the best.
Okay.
Like oral spironolactone for premenopausal women, oral finasteride or dutasteride for men or postmenopausal women, and then oral minoxidil.
Well, I was just going to ask you, because I think people think minoxidil is topical, and now, I mean, you can get it on like hers. Like it's easy to take.
It's pure. It's pure. Like it's Rogaine, right? Like minoxidil is the main ingredient in Rogaine. Okay.
Well, it originally came out as a pill back in the 70s for blood pressure, and like they were noticing people were like getting hair growth. Their hair was growing, but they were also getting like hair everywhere, like a chia pet, but like facial hair. And so the founders of Rogaine were like, let's take advantage of the side effect, and that's when they make the topical version. Anyways, so the low dose pill is now being used more often, so more so in the last like 5 years or so, and it does work. About 15 to 20% of people can get facial hair, so that's like the main downside of it. There are a few potential other side effects, but it does work, and I will prescribe that. If people want to be aggressive, I will do that either with spironolactone or with like finasteride.
What is the first one you said for women?
Spironolactone, which is what's used most commonly for hormonal acne, for adult female acne.
You get a little tinkle for your face. You take that hair off. That's good.
And also,
honestly, it's easier to get rid of hair than it is to grow hair.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. And people get all triggered up, but minoxidil is toxic to cats. If you guys,
and dogs,
and dogs too.
Yeah,
the topical.
What if they like lick your face?
It's really like if you spill the bottle.
You spill the bottle. So if you see comment sections on minoxidil, it's toxic to cats and dogs. So people get all triggered up. So just if you have cats and dogs, I would do the oral.
I do the oral.
I think you hear a lot of people say, and Rayna said this before too, like my hair just doesn't grow anymore. Like I have another really close friend that she never had really long, thick hair, but it doesn't grow anymore. And I don't want to speak for you, but I feel like you have like said that it doesn't grow like it used to. And like,
it just does. It never has. And I mean, it was definitely like disordered eating related when I was younger, but now that I'm an adult and I eat like a normal amount, it just doesn't grow.
And is that, I mean, I guess it can be a number of reasons. You'd have to do a deep dive into that person's lifestyle.
Exactly.
But like someone like that, it's probably a minoxidil would be their best bet, along with all the other things that you can change.
Yeah, you want to do what's called extend the growth phase of your hair cycle. There's different cycles like the resting, growth, shedding. So you want to extend the anagen phase, which is the hair growth phase. And people whose hair doesn't grow that long, they have a shorter anagen phase. Like when you see like those like women with the hair down to their feet, I'm like, okay, how's that possible? They have really long anagen phases. So minoxidil is one of the ways to prolong that anagen phase. But also it can be related to like brittle hair, like hair care practices. Like if you're using heating tools extensively and not protecting your hair, whenever somebody comes in, I always look at your blood panel, your iron levels, your vitamin D, like, and the other ones I mentioned. So making sure all that's in check, making sure your thyroid's in check. But topical or oral minoxidil.
And when you turn 40, I mean, I got a full blood panel of everything. I checked my thyroid. I checked everything to just kind of see like what I needed hormonally. And I really recommend that people do that. It was scary. I went to a gynecologist. She just was like, now that you're 40. But like, I was so glad I did because we were able to like really address certain things. And my mom has issues with her thyroid. So to like anticipate that was really important to me.
For sure.
Yeah. And that's the, I forget the word is like, it won't grow past a certain length, to your point.
Yeah.
Like people like this is the length it won't grow past. And I'm glad you described like the anagen phase, but also the hot tools. Like if you are blow drying your hair at a high heat and you're not protecting it and then you're styling it with, like when I was touring, I noticed way more breakage because I was curling my hair with a curling iron every time I went on stage. Like those things matter as much as you can like take breaks.
If you can take breaks,
Yeah.
And then doing things to stimulate your scalp. I'm a fan of red light as well. Those red light
the Iris Store helmets that are expensive.
They're
but they've been a partner to the show.
Yeah.
And red light on your scalp.
But you recommend, I mean, it works?
I do. Yeah. I mean, I think it's one of those things where it shouldn't be your go-to.
Okay.
Like the other things we talked about, I think it'd be more effective, but it's definitely supportive and we have good evidence to support it.
Okay.
All
right.
Growth.
Okay, we're just going to take a quick break and we are going to get right back into it. Let's talk about Rocket Money. So if you guys have just spent all summer, obviously seeing everybody taking these trips or buying all these clothing, I think summer really is just kind of like in your face in terms of like how much everybody's doing all the time. And if you're just thinking like, I want to get my spending under control and figure out what I can spend and what I can cancel, Rocket Money is the tool that Ashley and I recommend. It is a personal finance app. It's going to help you find and cancel unwanted subscriptions. I mean, when I got in there, I could not believe how much stuff I was paying for that I didn't even realize I had signed up for. So they can cancel the unwanted ones. They can do all kinds of stuff for your finances, though. They can set up automatic transaction categorizations for accounts. They have customizable categories and tags. So if you're just like, I want to figure out how to set a budget, what the goals are, how to personalize all these insights and get reports, they're going to do all that for you. They're just fantastic. People are always saying, like, what's one thing I can do for my finances? This is it. The app consolidates checking, savings, loans, and investments into a simple dashboard. It is so easy to use. So Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/GGE. That's rocketmoney.com/GGE, rocketmoney.com/GGE.
Okay, and Revolve. This is where we get all of our clothes. You can get anything you need on Revolve. It is so fun and easy to shop on their site. They have all these different collections. If you're looking for a wedding guest dress or, wedding dress, then you can get that too. And vacation stuff for work, stuff for going out, last minute plans, great 2-day shipping. So you can get stuff to you really quick, but we're just obsessed with all of it. I mean, it's really all that we wear. I had just posted this outfit recently and everybody was in the comments and in my DMs asking for the link. It was just like kind of lace top camisole and it's L'Academy, which is one of their signature brands. It's really great. I was really into lace tanks this summer. So I have this Cosabella makes this really great crop cami. I got it in black and white this summer from Revolve and they just have all different kinds of brands. I mean, I think the white hat I wear a lot, that's Anina Bing. I got that on Revolve. I got my Anina Bing denim jacket on Revolve. I got the polka dot outfit that I wore in France for Revolve. Everything. It's everything that we wear, everything that we do. So
I know.
You guys can check it out. Great for everything. Date nights, vacations, of course. And it can be really hard to shop for dresses to wear to people's weddings. And they really have that on lock. When I wore to Alyssa's wedding, the hot pink, I was just obsessed with and so excited to wear that too. And again, we just love their customer service, second to none. Truly, the shipping is amazing. Yeah. So whether it is a big night out, a wedding, a summer trip, or you just need something last minute that actually works, Revolve always has it. Go to revolve.com/GGE to shop our faves and use code GGE for 15% off your first order. Fast shipping, easy returns. It just makes everything easier. That's revolve.com/GGE. You can shop our faves and get 15% off your first order. Offer ends August 31st, so don't miss out. Again, you guys are going to have to use the code and get your purchase in before August 31st, revolve.com/GGE.
Okay. And finally, if you guys are trying to get your supplements, do something good for your body, but you're just like, I have so many things, I don't even know what to buy. My cabinet is full of stuff. I'm just taking a whole bunch of stuff all the time. IM8 is a perfect solution for it. So IM8 will simplify your supplement routine once and for all. It's 16 supplements will replace 90% ingredients across 9 major organ systems in one drink. So I mean, again, the problem with supplements is your cabinet is just full of tons of stuff. So IM8's Daily Ultimate Essentials has 16 supplements in one drink for $2.61 a day. So really affordable. 95% of people who tried it for 12 weeks felt more energy, and it's so easy to just incorporate into your daily routine. I mean, I can do one thing every day. Doing a bunch of things every day, I don't know, we're getting a little dicey, but I can do one thing, and this is the thing you should do for your body. Go to iam8health.com/GGE right now, or click on the link in the description and use code GGE for a free welcome kit, 5 free travel sachets, plus 10% off your order. That's code GGE at iam8health.com/GGE. Code GGE at iam8health.com/GGE. These statements have not been evaluated with Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Well, I recommend people go to your social media, your whole series about hair, but let's move on to skincare, because Ashley and I feel like there's just so much information out there, and like so many people are like, use this 12-step skincare program. And I think, before we get into recommendations, it's like, what do people actually need? And what do they need in their 20s, 30s, 40s? That probably changes whether you have children or not. But what do you say to people? Like, what do we need to focus on?
Yeah. So just foundationally for anyone, even for the tweens out there, is a good cleanser, a moisturizer, and sunscreen. If you're not doing those 3 things, then like don't even think about the other products, because those are the foundational steps.
Okay.
Some people hate sunscreen. Sunscreen is so important for multiple reasons, but if you're going to invest in your skincare, it's kind of pointless if you're not going to be using sunscreen. It's like one step forward, one step back. So you want to definitely incorporate sunscreen. And then like washing your face, it seems like such an obvious step, but it is kind of an underrated step. Throughout the day, we're building up oil, debris, dirt, makeup, all that. We want to wash it off because those are stressors on our skin cells and will accelerate aging. So yeah, doing all those things. But then once you're in your 20s, I do recommend definitely incorporating a retinoid into your routine. So retinoids are the kind of umbrella term for those vitamin A topical products that include over-the-counter, which is retinol and retinal or retinaldehyde. And then prescription-wise, we have tretinoin, which is also known as Retin-A. There's a stronger one called Tazorac or Tazarotene. And we have the most evidence when it comes to like anti-aging, like decreasing fine lines and wrinkles, evening out your skin tone, skin texture with tretinoin. Like we have so many studies because it helps remodel your collagen. That's how it helps minimize fine lines and wrinkles. It increases your skin cell turnover. That's how it helps with acne by like unclogging your pores. It evens out your skin tone. So we like tretinoin or retinol. So incorporating that, I would say your 20s is a good time to start that.
Okay.
And then I would say starting in your mid to late 20s to your 30s, definitely incorporating some kind of antioxidant serum in the morning. The most studied one is vitamin C.
Okay, that was the next question. Is vitamin C, and you think start with retinol first, then vitamin C to incorporate.
Or do both.
And retinol at night.
Retinol
a few
at
times
night.
A week. Do you build up to every night? Do you recommend?
The goal is to get to 5 to 7 nights a week. Okay. Some people may only be able to do 2 to 3 nights a week, but find one where you can get up to 5 to 7 nights per week.
What do you recommend percentage-wise of the retinol?
I know some products don't even label the percentage.
Okay.
Oh.
And also, if it's encapsulated retinol, you can potentially tolerate a higher percentage.
You mean orally?
Topically. Like it's encapsulated so it doesn't all get released on the skin and cause irritation.
Okay.
It's like a delayed release. But, there's like 0.05 to 0.1%.
Yeah, we have a 0.1. Like
I use the lower one than you.
Yeah, I use the higher one.
It's something with a big Z on it.
Oh, Zeo. Yes.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Dr. Baird has Obagi and Zeo. Okay. Yeah, so 0.1, like 4 times a week, probably.
Oh, you use it that much?
I mean,
yeah, if you can tolerate it, then yeah.
I had to stop putting it on my skin. At the beginning of the summer, I was moving and I was also in the sun a lot, and I just like didn't think about the stress in the sun. And all of a sudden my skin was so irritated, bright red, and shedding like crazy. And our friend, her name is Brenna, she's married to Andrew Collin, who's been on the show very much. She was like, get off the retinol for a few weeks and see if that helped. And now I can go back to it. But I had to pause it because it was really.
But the retinol makes you more sensitive to sun.
Yeah, especially if you're starting out with it. Yeah. But if you're going through stress, if you're changing climates, if you're in a different environment, that can affect your skin barrier too. And then that will make you more susceptible to irritation and all that, even if you were using the retinol for prolonged periods of time.
Well, let's talk about skin barrier, because she said like you're like my skin was on fire. Moving from like LA to New York, summertime, all this. So let's talk about your skin barrier.
Yeah, making sure that you're preserving your skin barrier is important. That comes with the foundational skincare routine, like using a moisturizer. Everyone benefits from a moisturizer, even people with oily skin, just because we are affected by the elements that we're surrounded by. So definitely using a moisturizer when you're starting off. If you're noticing like the redness or irritation, definitely cut back on any actives that you're using. So actives will include things like retinoids, vitamin C, any exfoliating products too, which that would be the next thing I would incorporate in your routine.
Yeah, I want to ask you about exfoliating.
But put a pause on all that for a minimum of a week, or 2 weeks, and just use a moisturizer, a gentle cleanser, and sunscreen, of course. But it happens. Like stress can do it. Lack of sleep makes you lose more water in your skin. Change in climates. Yeah, if you're going to be out in the sun, that can affect your skin barriers. Yeah.
So at night, we're cleansing, obviously. How often to exfoliate? Do you like an oil cleanser? Like what are your feelings on cleansers?
So cleansers, I am a really big fan of double cleansing.
Okay.
So using an oil-based cleanser first, whether it's a literal liquid oil or a balm, one of those, and then following that with like a regular cream or gel cleanser, depending on your skin type. Gel cleansers if you have like more combo or oily skin, although there are some hydrating gel cleansers too. So I don't know if I should even say that, but cream cleansers are more so made for like people with dry skin. Yeah. Then I would follow that with a retinoid and then a moisturizer. Now in terms of exfoliating, there's so many different types of exfoliating products out there. There's exfoliating cleansers, there's exfoliating serums or toners, and they can range in such a wide spectrum in terms of strength, like super gentle exfoliants. And there's also different types of exfoliants like glycolic acid, which are the alpha hydroxy acids like glycolic acid, lactic acid, mandelic acid. There's beta hydroxy acid, which is salicylic acid. There's polyhydroxy acids, which are super hydrating, gentle exfoliants. So it depends on what you're using. Like you could potentially use a polyhydroxy acid exfoliating serum every day with a retinoid, but like a 10% or higher glycolic acid, you probably want to use that a couple times a week, not the same night as a retinoid for most people.
So alternate those.
So alternate those. Like if you're using a stronger exfoliating glycolic acid serum, ideally not the same night as your retinoid. Some people may be able to tolerate it. I hate saying you can use it on the same night because
you may as well just not.
Just don't.
I mean, do your exfoliant the 2 nights and then do the 6 nights. I mean, we grew up on St. Ives.
I know, right? And like Noxzema.
I know. Like the way we just fucking
put that on your face?
Sandpaper.
Oh my gosh. I put like
they made one for the face. Oh, I put
St. Ives made it.
They made it for your face.
Scrub for the face.
Yeah. Like,
are there face washes that you like a lot? Are there brands that you really like?
Yeah. I mean, and when it comes to splurging versus saving money on skincare, you do not need to splurge on cleansers, moisturizers, or sunscreen. So cleansers, I love like CeraVe cleanser, Cetaphil, La Roche-Posay. They make wonderful gentle cleansers. Vanny Cream, which is like such an unsexy skincare brand.
Okay, I like that you're saying.
I'm glad you brought up budget because I think some people are like, can I do the drugstore brands?
Yeah, for sure.
Some stuff is just too expensive.
Some stuff is so annoyingly expensive. I mean, if you have the budget, sure, it's fun. But you don't have to splurge on those. When it comes to vitamin C, maybe you might want to have fun with that one.
I do have a lot of spendy fun with that one.
Yeah.
I only wash at night. Do you say like wash your face at night and the morning?
Yeah, I want to know too because I don't wash.
Yeah, I would say if you can wash your face at night at a minimum, fine. That's great. Many people don't need a face wash in the morning too. I think it still helps to cleanse with water.
I do water.
Yeah. If you're wearing like a lot of heavy product overnight, it does help to make sure that it's off. If you're like acne prone or something, or if you're prone to more oily skin, then using a cleanser in the morning is fine. But I think just at night at least.
So while we're here on sunscreen, wake up if you wash or you don't, whatever you do. Are you recommending to put that right on your bare skin? And then our other question is, makeup too. Most makeup has an SPF 30, 35. I mean, just walk us through your feelings on sunscreen. Yeah,
you can. If that's the only step in your morning routine, you can totally put it on bare skin. I recommend using an antioxidant like a vitamin C serum first.
Okay.
And then if you have dry skin, like putting on a moisturizer or some kind of hydrating serum and then your sunscreen. A lot of sunscreens can be moisturizing too. So you could do like a combo moisturizing sunscreen and then your makeup goes on after that. I am not a fan of relying on SPF in your makeup because you have to put like a shit ton on for it to work.
I see. Okay.
And you just look so cakey. So, and people don't put on enough. So I would definitely put on a regular sunscreen before your makeup.
Okay. So I think people get really overwhelmed with the layering of it all and
for sure
all of that. But at nighttime, your cleanse, retinoid moisturizer, morning cleanse or not, but you would do your vitamin C serum, then your sunscreen.
Yeah.
Then maybe moisturizer or not, depending on your sunscreen.
Yeah.
And then
moisturizer before the sunscreen. Yeah.
I think that's really...
Wait, hold on. Moisturizer before the sunscreen?
Yeah. Sunscreen's your last step in your skincare.
Okay.
And then makeup. Yes.
If you're doing it all, vitamin C, moisturizer, sunscreen.
Yeah.
In the morning. Because I mean, I just developed a skincare routine a couple of years ago.
Good
for
for
the first
you.
time. I was just water only.
Uh-huh.
And that served me really well. But now I'm getting older and I want to preserve my skin.
Yeah.
But that was the most intimidating thing for me was how many fucking products do I need and which at night, which in the morning.
I know.
And how much of each thing. So I'm glad that you went through like the order of each
Yes.
thing.
So that's the foundational. I mean, there's so many other fun things out there. There's like growth factors, peptides, like PDRN, exosomes. But I would start with like making sure you have a good vitamin C and a good retinoid.
Okay.
And that is where to splurge.
I would say,
Mores.
yeah,
Okay.
for sure. Like vitamin C. Yeah. There's some great like drugstore vitamin C's and retinoids. Like, Vichy is one of my favorite drugstore vitamin C's.
Okay.
Same with like CeraVe. And then retinoids like ROC, they make a good retinoid. Olay, actually, Neutrogena, they make some nice retinoid CeraVe.
Okay.
So yeah, but there are some very nice ones that are more expensive.
Well, which brands do you like for that?
Vitamin C, I am a fan of the SkinCeuticals.
Every day of my life.
I know, what the hell.
SkinCeuticals is great, yeah.
It is.
C
They
for
just came out
Relic.
with a new formulation this year because like their patent ran out last year. But I feel like nobody is able to do one, even with like the similar ingredients. Like I haven't found a match. It's annoyingly expensive, but like I've treated patients for 16 years and I've just seen patients' skin transform with C. ferulic. But there's some other great ones too, like Skin Better Science has a wonderful one. Revision Skincare has a wonderful one, the C+ correcting complex.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some great ones.
Is there stuff when you like look at the bottle? So for example, there's this one brand I get served a lot on TikTok. I'm not going to throw them under the bus, but I sent it to a girlfriend of mine. I was like, how is this possible? This is so inexpensive and it's claiming to be so great. And she was like, well, you need to look at the percentages of what's in it. Like, so is there things you would say, like, read this on the bottle and this is how you know what's worth the money?
I know it's tough. When it comes to vitamin C, I do like, around 10 to 15% L-ascorbic acid. There's some great vitamin C's that don't use L-ascorbic acid. Another one is THD ascorbate, which I like 15 to 20%. And a lot of brands may not even disclose that and still be fine. I think that you want to go with a brand who has good clinical studies.
Not like TikTok shop, no name.
Right. I know. Yeah, I know some no-name things. It's hard. They may work, but it's just annoying if you're just going to experiment. Like go with something that has been tested that we know works if you don't want to like waste your money.
Yeah. I'm surprised you said that moisturizer, you don't really need to splurge.
You don't. Of course, there's some great moisturizers you can splurge on that have like lovely growth factors and peptides in them. But CeraVe, Cetaphil, La Roche-Posay, Olay makes a wonderful anti-aging moisturizer with like peptides. They're regenerous.
This is
like,
great.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to get on that.
Like CeraVe, the CeraVe has a good peptide. Like their skin renewing night cream is fantastic.
And then what are some of the more moisturizers that you?
I love the SkinCeuticals. They're AG interrupted. It just has some other ingredients like antioxidants and other ingredients to like help with collagen remodeling. I am also a fan of, maybe because I'm using it right now, but like Lancome, it had this partnership with Timeline, which uses this ingredient called MitoPure anyways.
Yeah, we talked about them.
But so there's some nice ones out there, but you don't have to splurge.
Great.
Okay, great. I'm looking to spend less money on that.
But tretinoin that's your retinol and that is prescription.
Yes. Well, so I know the terminology is really confusing, but retinol is over the counter. Tretinoin is prescription, and the brand name is Retin-A for that.
Okay.
But yes, that's prescription, and that is going to be stronger than retinol and retinol because it works pretty quickly.
Is there any reason why I shouldn't just be doing that?
Yeah, you can totally do that. Some people, if their skin is on the drier side or on the sensitive side, may do better starting with a more gentle retinoid.
That's like the high level.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people,
the final boss of retinol.
It's also a matter of like using it correctly too. Like you only need like a pea-sized amount for the whole face. It doesn't seem like a lot.
Okay.
And if you do have sensitive or dry skin, you could use a moisturizer first as almost like a buffer and then use the tretinoin on top of it.
Okay. And chemical wise, I mean, even chemicals with sunscreen. I mean, some people will say use mineral sunscreen only zinc.
Yeah, let's talk about
as an active ingredient.
Or,
because also, by the way, we're talking about face today. You should use sunscreen everywhere. You should put these products obviously on your neck and your décolleté, right? I think we want to talk about not just focus on the face and the rest of our body, but I try to do zinc sunscreen on my body and I will sometimes just do an oil that I know has a bunch of chemicals in it and I don't care. Like, I just don't like the way it feels.
I don't either. It's tough.
Like, I like these oils.
Yeah. I mean,
they feel nice.
When people say, like, what's the best sunscreen? It's really the one that you're willing to use regularly.
Okay.
And we do recommend, like, we do recommend a minimum of SPF 30.
Yes.
Which most sunscreens are. broad spectrum. But yeah, I know there's like a lot of noise about chemical sunscreens like potentially being bad for you or not good, I guess. But it's a lot of people who's fearing chemical sunscreen. It's because there were studies that were done where it was given in insanely high doses, like large doses to like animals, whether it was marine life or rats, and that then there were like some endocrine issues with that. But it was like abnormally high levels that we would never be exposed to as humans. So yeah, I think people are just concerned by that. So then they'll translate that to like, oh, just avoid chemical sunscreens altogether and just stick with mineral sunscreens. Chemical sunscreens are nice though because they are more elegant. They're not going to be thick, white, pasty. Most skin tones can really do well with chemical sunscreens. The one issue that we do have as derms is that it can be irritating for some people, like people with rosacea or sensitive skin. We used to say be cautious.
It's just the Caudalie I bought in France. Like it's SPF 50. Yeah. My skin glows.
Yeah, love it.
It's not zinc, but I feel like I cannot wake up and slather my body in zinc every day. I don't want to.
Yeah,
so I wanted to have this conversation. But I guess there's this part of me that's like, I'm just really baking chemicals in my skin. But is that just me being like that's not really what's happening?
Yeah, I mean, they are chemicals, but whether or not they're doing anything bad is we don't have evidence to show that it is.
Okay. I've put terrible stuff in my body my whole life. Yeah. I mean,
I really, like if you're, drinking alcohol,
I put
more
poison
toxic,
in my body.
But I mean, I'm just glad you said this. Whatever you're willing to do, you know, like I love Vacation as a brand. I love the smell.
Yeah,
like,
they have fun sunscreens.
Sometimes it's the easiest thing for me to do is to do the spray and get my chest and my arms before I go out the door. And yes, I guess it's healthier to slather on a bunch of zinc, but I'm not doing it. So it's like, I think what you're willing to do.
Yeah, it's what you're willing to do.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good. No, I think there's like a million things that people are like, I'm going to tug on this lever and this lever and lift lever. It's like, I'm trying my best out
just
here.
Do your best.
Yeah,
you know?
Like skin protection is better than not, no matter what.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So just in terms of like marketing lingo in general and what you find really misleading, let's talk about it. Like, I think so many things are claiming to be like clean and organic. And is there certain language that you find triggering? Like, that's not true.
Yeah, I know. Because as somebody who is like more holistically minded and really like looking at all the environmental factors that are playing a role, I do think the word clean can be very misleading, like all natural.
Yeah.
Because we don't even have a standard definition of what that means. Clean can mean so many things. And I think it's mostly a marketing term. I appreciate the effort behind the brand for trying to promote something that may be healthier, but I just think it's misleading. So I don't know, I'm not a fan.
I mean, I think if you really want to have organic skincare, you have to have a USDA organic seal of approval. Like, I mean, right? Like that's with food.
With organic skincare. Yeah.
If you really want to have organic, it has to. It's hard to get an organic label. I used to work for an organic skincare company. I did their social. I remember all the ins and outs of how difficult it was to get that. So I think we all know with food too, it is or it isn't.
Natural coloring in food actually means we chemically produce this, right?
I guess it's open to interpretation, but it's like natural means doesn't mean anything. I think in general,
it's hard to,
anyone can say it, I guess.
Okay, so anybody can say it. That doesn't actually mean what you think it means in terms of like food. And like, what about like when people say medical grade and non-toxic?
I know that's also another marketing term.
Okay,
I mean, because medical grade can mean a bunch of things. It could mean like skincare that a dermatologist would sell in their office, or like a physician would sell in their office, or like
it's not a legal term. Is that?
It's not.
Something can be branded kosher, and that's like a legal term, and has to be going.
Same with USDA organic.
Yeah. So it's not a legal term at all. Or it could also refer to skincare brands that have a lot of clinical studies to back them up. But a lot of drugstore brands have a lot of clinical studies to back them up, like the ones I mentioned, CeraVe, Neutrogena, La Roche-Posay, Cetaphil. Like they have amazing clinical studies. So they're kind of medical grade.
Yeah.
I think it's more just for like these professional offices that sell these products.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, we want to talk to you about little things you can do that don't cost as much money. If it's gua sha, ice roller. I mean, I think this is also the reason people go to like a face gym or, do these facial massages. They're like, I look so snatched. I mean, I want to just talk to you about like moving the face around in that way. And if it makes a difference or we're just playing ourselves.
Yeah. Okay. So I think it's a little bit of both. Okay. I think it does make a difference. I think it's one of those things where it could be a little bit overhyped at the same time too. Like I think that before you run to gua sha or face roller, which by the way I love and do those things.
Yeah, I love my face roller.
Oh my God,
fridge.
I'm obsessed. Yeah, I keep mine in the freezer.
Yes.
Yeah, it helps with like puffiness and all that.
It is stimulating.
And it's stimulating. Like so, I'm a fan of any kind of like massage on the face.
Okay.
But I would say before you like run to do those things, which are affordable and easy, I just want to make sure that you're also having a good skincare routine because we have way more evidence to support that. But yeah, anything that like promotes circulation in your skin, whether it is gua sha, whether it is just like massaging your face with your fingers or using a face roller, I think that you are helping bring more nourishment to the skin and you're helping like detoxifying like the things you don't want. So you're moving the circulation around. You're moving the lymphatic system. So I am a fan of that. But like I said, I wouldn't do that as your only thing. Make sure you're
in
doing
addition.
your skincare.
And then red light.
I'm a fan of red light too for the face. Same. Yeah. I think that we could use a little bit more evidence for it, but I do think that it is very rejuvenating for skin cells and overall will make your skin cells work better and help with things like fine lines and that glow.
Okay. And lastly, collagen. Taking it.
Yeah. I am on team collagen. I think that there are benefits to it. It's funny because there's still like a mixed opinion amongst derms. I think more derms are like promoting it or recommending it, but we have great studies, but most of them are industry backed. So you have to kind of take them with a grain of salt. Like, are they biased in some way? But I mean, I have seen it transform my patient's skin. There's a lot of like good, I mean, for me, just anecdotally, I think that it is effective. And it's hard to ignore some of these studies, even if they are industry backed, that it is helpful.
Orally or topically?
Yeah. Orally. So topical
like
collagen's a different situation. I think it's very hydrating. It doesn't translate to more collagen in your skin. It's a nice hydrating ingredient.
It's so interesting. One of these TikTok brands was like, it's this collagen mask. And our girlfriend who's an esthetician was like, your skin can't absorb that much collagen. It's false marketing.
Yeah. It's such a large molecule. It doesn't like actually absorb.
Well, Dr. Baird, who we mentioned, sells it and I stand by it. I do it in
orally.
Yeah, the powder. And I put it in my coffee. And he said you can put it in your coffee. And I believe him. Of course, I trust him with my life. But I wanted to, research myself because I was like, how would it not break this down? And it allegedly doesn't. But you can,
coffee?
You can, the heat.
The heat, but I think it works.
It's fine. It's like, so I just it's unflavored and he designed it that way. So you could put it in water if you want, but it's just, I do my scoop in my coffee in the morning. And, I think there was these years of like, is it bullshit? Is it not? And I think everyone we trust has moved into this. It is beneficial. And it's not like snake oil.
Yeah, I think it's beneficial. I think if people are like, which one should I do? There's one that I do appreciate the studies for. It's called Verisol. Verisol, which a lot of popular brands incorporate, like Vital Proteins has Verisol collagen.
That's the one that I've used.
And there's another brand called Sparkle Wellness. So yeah, that's just if you're trying to not be overwhelmed by what's out there.
All right, well, let's talk about procedures that are non-surgical, but how do you feel about certain microneedling, Botox, things like that, non-surgical, and when to start those things?
Yes, so I think that it's person dependent, but I am a fan of non-surgical ways to enhance your skin. There's different ones out there. So, of course, there's Botox, which, I mean, nobody needs any of these things. But in terms of when to start, it's when you start noticing lines that are just hanging around, that are like etched in your skin. And it can vary from person to person. It could be your late 20s. It could be your mid 30s. Some I've had like one patient who was like 16 who had this huge crease in the middle of her forehead. And that's because of her anatomy and like the way she makes expressions.
My mom doesn't have that and she never has.
Yeah.
My mom is she's 73. My mom does not have those lines that I got at 28. Yeah. Like, I think she has more collagen in her face naturally. Yeah, like, I look at her face looks like puffy in a good way, but it's just crazy. I don't think she has crow's feet.
No, it's honestly crazy. And I've noticed those lines at different points in my life. The 11 lines for me started to come in pretty early. I mean, Ashley and I just laugh a lot. So, but like, I was 27 when I started to see those lines really permanently forming. And I started Botox at 27 and like, it really has just alleviated that. But my crow's feet, I didn't notice until we started touring, actually, and we were in so many photos.
Just
and I was
laughing
smiling
so much.
hard.
Yeah.
Casey Balsham has this. She's a comedian friend of ours, and she's like, "Oh, you have laugh lines, you pig. We'll zap those out." But she's laughing. She's having too much fun. But I didn't notice crow's feet until I was like probably 33, 34. Like I started Botoxing different parts throughout my life, but it's been so preventative for me. Whereas like my mom has like deep lines, especially those 11.
Yeah. And we talked a lot. If you guys can listen back again, we talked with Dr. Barrett, who was our injector, about Botox and fillers and when to start all that. But I did really want to ask you about these facials and, even just a big question of like, I'm getting married, which one do I do? And I dealt with this and I crowdsourced and people had all kinds of things to say. And I wasn't going to do something as drastic with the time I had before the wedding to get like a CO2 laser, which Rayna has gotten and like changed your whole face. Which I still want to do, but I've like sort of want to go under anesthesia for it.
But I was under anesthesia for it. I was getting a chin implant. And so I was not awake for it.
But in terms
that's
of
the best way to do it.
like microneedling or is it the Hollywood facial? There's all these different names. Like we just wanted to talk to you about like, we'd love to hear your feelings on regular, just facials and just the more intense ones and like the spectrum of and what you feel about those.
Yeah. So I think that there's also a little bit clarity that's needed on what facials are, because it could also just be like a little bit of a facial massage, or it could be like a full-on exfoliating session with chemical peels. Or it could be just like extractions that are done by an esthetician. So I think facials can mean a variety of different things. When it comes to, I guess, different types of facials, there's like, I'll talk about microneedling first, because sometimes even that's incorporated with a facial, like vampire facial. That's microneedling with PRP.
Yes, I've done that.
I'm a fan actually. But yeah, microneedling I love. I think it's a nice like gateway procedure for people because the downtime is so minimal. 24 to 48 hours of redness. And I mean, I don't think it's like going to be as strong as some of the stronger lasers, whether it's CO2 or Fraxel, but I do think that it's a nice way to get some rejuvenation, stimulating your collagen and helping kind of even out your skin tone a little bit, helping with fine lines, wrinkles, some scarring, and like
manageable pain, like there's
totally
the spectrum of pain too, and it's like it's doable. It's not scary.
It's not scary. Yeah, we do recommend topical numbing cream, but it knocks it all out. It's funny because like even though I'm a derm, that's the only procedure that I do like maybe once a year. Like I barely do like any I don't do lasers or anything just because I can't deal with the downtime. I'm like I just can't. I want 24 hours.
So people CO2 laser, I couldn't be on camera for at least a week.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
And then two questions: CO2 versus Fraxel. Do you have thoughts and feelings?
Well, I think that CO2 will give you more dramatic results. But the traditional ones, like the downtime was really long. Like you just looked really gnarly for a week or 2 weeks.
Morpheus is the other one.
That's radio frequency with microneedling, which actually that has low downtime.
It's a staple gun to the face. I got it done.
Kind of.
We wanted to die.
Yeah.
I've never felt
it can be painful
really
for some people. And that's also provider dependent as well in terms of your results and your experience. But with CO2, there are some newer ones now where the downtime is much less. So something to think about. We don't have it in our practice, but yes. And then we do have Fraxel, which I do like. That is about a 1 week downtime.
Is that kind of in between microneedling and CO2 pain wise?
Yeah, probably closer to CO2.
It is, there is some pain.
There's going to be more pain with that. Yeah, like the heat is intense.
They recommend that you be
not for that one.
No.
Not for Fraxel.
Anesthesia.
Yeah. Just numbing cream can.
Okay, and then salmon sperm.
Oh yeah, so that's big in Korea.
What are we doing here?
I know. Well, that has PDRN, which has been shown to help with collagen regeneration. So PDRN is it's like polydeoxyribonucleotide, and it's a molecule that can help with collagen regeneration, and it works. And I can see why it's incorporated. It works best that we have the best studies for it as an injection. So like if you've seen those videos, like where it's like it's almost like little blebs under the skin. And that's done in Korea. There are places in the US where it's done, but it's not FDA approved. So I can't wholeheartedly recommend it. Will I get it in Korea? Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to take like a best friend trip to Korea one of these days and just like get everything.
Yeah. Our friend got it done here and was like, it's not really, I'm going to try it. But I didn't realize it's an injection type. So it's not really your traditional facial in any way.
Right. Yeah, it's just like little injections in your skin.
And it's just plumping, like all the...
It plumps because it's like it's like regenerating collagen. It's nourishing to the skin.
And when I was crowdsourced on what facial to get before my wedding, again, I didn't have much time. I think it was the week before. So people were like, don't do anything crazy. Just get a really nice hydrating facial. She did some dermaplaning. She did some like exfoliating. It was nice. It was just like I felt like very glowy. Brenna,
And nothing you haven't tried before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm
experiment.
not super prone to, not super sensitive. And I told her that. But again, our friend Brenna has a Tribeca esthetician as her handle. And I got one with her and he was even better. Like it was just really nice. You don't have to do all of that, especially if you don't have the downtime. And you can, I feel like I could see a difference.
Yeah, for sure. We have one in our office called the hydrofacial.
The hydrofacial, which is a machine, by the way. Like a lot of people mentioned that to me, and I didn't know what that meant. But it is all it is the machine.
Yeah,
right?
It's a brand of a machine. It's almost just like a little microdermabrasion, but it's so gentle. It's infusing like serums into your skin while it's exfoliating or essentially like suctioning out like the dead skin. Love that. I recommend that often before weddings. But there's also benefit for even long-term use. Like it helps your collagen over time as well.
And something like a microneedling, what do you see frequency of people doing this? Is it, let's say it's a woman in her late 30s, early 40s, where money's not really a problem. Like, are they coming 6 months, once a year, like quarterly? Like, what do you see in terms of frequency? What do you recommend?
Initially, I do recommend if you could do it like once every 6 to 8 weeks for like 3 treatments. Initially.
For 3 treatments. Okay. Yes,
and then maintenance between, 1 to 4 times a year, depending on the person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like stack a few if you can, and then you could even go annually as like a maintenance. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I can't believe how much information
I know. We threw a lot at you.
I can talk way more if you want.
No, you're a man. We would stay on it. So we have to combine our agent. But this has been phenomenal. And I really, again, we recommend that people check out your Instagram because it's a real wealth of information. But tell everybody where they can find you, your practice, your social media, everything.
Yes. So I'm on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. My handle is dr.mamina, dr.mamina. I also have a website, drmamina.com. If you're interested in prescription retinoids, I co-founded a prescription service with 2 other derms. Yeah, it's called DermClick.
Just not bringing this up?
Yeah. It's if you want a nice tretinoin, so it's like a nice formula. Tretinoin. Yeah, and anything for acne, rosacea. Check out dermclick.com.
Oh, okay.
And yeah.
I will be doing that.
Please.
That's what I've been doing. Okay. And you guys know where to find us. girlsgottaeat.com. Girls Gotta Eat podcast on Instagram and TikTok. I'm Ash Hess on Instagram and TikTok. Rayna is Rayna.Greenberg. RaynaGreenberg.com for her fall tour tickets. You can watch full video on Spotify and YouTube. Subscribe. Share this episode with a friend. Leave a comment. Leave a review. And we will see you guys Thursday.
Have a good week, guys.
Bye.